everybody on Healing Crystals. I'm really excited to be here, guys. I'm Jen, the Soul-Filled Yogi. So I know that usually with these lives there's a little bit of a lag or a delay. So I know that some of you guys will be popping on and I'll see some numbers start to increase. Oh great, I already see 7 people. So you guys actually found me. That's awesome. So I am here on my phone, so hopefully the connection stays good, and you know, if the connection happens to be weird or funky throughout this, hopefully the cellular picks it up. So that was my motive for doing it here. Oh, hello. That was my motive for doing it here on my phone. So, hi guys. Oh yay, this is very exciting. So if you missed me introduce myself, I am Jen, the Soul-Filled Yogi. So I do a lot of things. I am a person who wears a lot of hats. I'm a crystal healer. I run a Crystal Arts Academy. I am a mom. I am a mentor. I'm a leader. I'm a yoga teacher. I teach yoga. I teach workshops. I teach all sorts of things. And really that's because, you know, this world of healing has just brought me down this magical path. Like, you know, I had yoga kind of got my toes wet into all of this kind of stuff, into this beautiful world of healing, and I've been blessed to kind of just keep moving down the path as time goes on, and my spirit guides me in certain directions and says, hey Jen, it's time to do this, and that's what I do. So but let me tell you guys a little bit about my journey. Specifically, I want to talk about crystals first before we get too much into the moon stuff, because other than yoga, crystals actually were with me since I was really young. So I kind of found my way back to them later in my life, but I've been collecting rocks and crystals since I was probably about maybe 5 or 6 years old. I think probably younger than that. If you ask my parents, they will tell you that they always knew that I was going to turn out like this, because I spent hours and hours outside, even as a tiny little baby, and I would eat dirt, and I would collect rocks. So it is not a surprise that crystals are my thing, and I just love crystals, love. And then I have family members who live in Arizona and New Mexico, and so my uncle would send me all these crystals, and I, you know, 5 or 6 years old, started just like doing stuff with these crystals. Like I'd put them places in the house, and I'd like put them under my pillow, and all these like weird kind of things. And I never knew why I was doing that stuff. I just was, you know, doing whatever was feeling natural to me. It was just my childlike intuition. And I kept that collection, and I put it away in a closet as I started to get older, and, you know, life started to take the reins, like it happens to most of us, right? We kind of go through our life, and like we hit some blockages, and we hit some baggage, and we like pack all the baggage, right? And we put away all the stuff that we once knew. And so I had this rock collection, and I put it in the closet, and then I started doing yoga when I was about maybe 19 or so. Hi Lila, my puppy just came down. And then yoga led me back to the crystals. So it kind of all came full circle in this kind of beautiful, magical way. So that is why I'm here with you guys on Healing Crystals, because healing crystals are my jam, and I love them. And I have a ton of crystals to show you guys tonight. I actually spent a little bit of time before this, like getting my area all like set up, and like putting my favorite things like in my little sacred space on my desk, and I have all sorts of things. I would love to show you guys everything, but time permits. So we have about, I don't know, 25 minutes, a little bit more maybe, to talk about everything that I want to talk about with you guys tonight. I see 47, 45 people on, kind of moving around. Let me know where you guys are from. I'm always interested to see, you know, where you guys are from. I know I have in my personal Facebook group, I have like people from all over the world. I have people from Australia. I have people from Canada. I have people in my academy that are from like a lot of Canadians. I always talk about the Canadians now because I just think it's so funny. One month I had like everybody from Canada wanted to join me. So yeah, so California, I got family there. Cool. Amy's on. I see you're on. Awesome. Yes. Oh, I'm just reading comments. So there's, oh yeah, Australia, yay. So there's always a little bit of a lag. So if you have a question or something, make sure you post it, and towards the end I'll try to go back through it. But yeah, just, you know, keep commenting and all that fun stuff. So as you guys are commenting on where you're from, oh, Portugal, how fun. Let me know, is there anything you know about the moon already? Is there anything you know about the moon? Is there anything you know about crystals in the moon? What is your background, if any? I mean, maybe you just go outside and you say, hey, there's a moon there. And that's good too, right? At least you're aware that there is a moon and it exists, right? You are somebody who is alive and aware on this planet. You know there's a moon. Congratulations. So let me know what your experience with the moon is, if you have any. We're going to kind of go through a little bit of basics, and then I'm going to kind of give you guys really simple, digestible things that you can do to help you align with the moon and the moon's energy to kind of help you through your life. Because as we all know, all these different spiritual tools are to help us find balance and help us find, you know, kind of it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but that nice scenario where we feel in tune and we feel aware and we feel like we have focus and we feel like we're being guided and we feel like we're being our higher self. So whether it's, you know, crystals, whether it's the moon, whether it's essential oils, whether it's, you know, mala necklaces, oracle cards, I don't even know what else, Reiki, energy healing, whatever it is that your thing is, we're all on the same mission. And I find that's actually why I do what I do, is because that connection that people have with each other through this bond of healing and being our higher selves is such a beautiful thing. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, to see people connect and find a place to fit in and find like-minded people is like the most beautiful thing that exists to me. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I do everything I do, because I want to make everybody feel supported and connected and know that the universe is supporting you, and there are people that are supporting you, your guides are supporting you, you're always supported. So let's get into a little bit about the moon. I'm seeing a whole bunch of, oh, great, I love that. Yeah, okay, so talking about planting seeds on the full moon and different stuff like that. Absolutely. So we can kind of mention a little bit of that as we go. So the moon, right? It's this big thing up in the sky, this big beautiful thing. And we see, obviously, we learn about this in school, that it has different phases. I don't know if any of you guys have the same experience as I did when I was in school, but there was this big, like, kind of blow-up planetarium thing that they used to take us into, and it was, like, the highlight of the year. Like, it was the coolest thing, right? You'd go into this big, huge thing, and it had, like, these, you know, stars. It was, like, this big, like, inflatable thing. And huge stars, right? And they'd give you this, like, stick. And on this stick had, like, this foam, like a little foam circle. Hopefully some of you guys, like, had this experience, so you know what I'm talking about. But you'd learn, like, the moon phases, and they'd be like, okay, now turn your stick to the right, kids, right? And you learn about all these different moon phases. And so, obviously, there's kind of a science behind the moon and all this kind of different stuff, which gets, you know, really, really technical. But the moon has an effect on us, right? The moon has an effect on our planet. The moon has an effect on us because we're on our planet. The moon, it rules the water, right? It rules the tides, you know, the gravitational pull, different stuff like that. So the moon already is serving this beautiful scientific purpose. And what you'll hear most people say is like, okay, well, so the moon is ruling the water, right? The moon's ruling the water. It's making the tides. And we're water, essentially, right? So our body is roughly 60 to 65% water. If babies are a lot more, babies are like in the 70s. So people will say things like, you know, obviously the moon is affecting us because we're water. And that's a little bit true, and it's a little bit not true, right? It gets really scientific here. But yes and no, right? We're contained. We're a contained body of water. So not as much, right? Not as much pull as it would like in the ocean or something like that, which is like an open body of water. We're like a contained body of water. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so nice. Somebody said, I love your energy. Thank you. So we're a contained body of water, so it doesn't have as much pull. But what it does affect for us, and this is kind of this is where all the cool stuff starts to happen, all the magical stuff starts to happen. The moon affects our emotions because our emotions are ruled by what? Our hormones. Hormones in our body, right? Hormones in our body, like say you have a lot of melatonin, like you had turkey for Thanksgiving, right? And you're like getting really sleepy, right? That's a hormone in your body that's making an emotion, making you tired, making you lag, making you sleepy, okay? So, you have hormones in your body, and they're making emotions happen, right? Because, you know, if you have some sort of, like, different levels of certain things, I'm not going to get too much into chemicals, because that's a whole other subject, but it's going to make you feel a certain way, right? So, what the moon is actually affecting is our hormones. Our hormones, because of gravitational pull, because of polarization, because of ions in the universe, because of light, right? Because of light, lunar light, and the amount of day and the amount of night, right? So all of these different factors play into, yeah, I know, isn't it mind-blowing a little bit? So it's easy to say the water thing is going to be, you know, like, oh, there's water, right? More water, so therefore, well, yes, but even more so, there's a lot more going on than that. And it's pretty cool. Like, when you think, I don't know, I really enjoyed Bill Nye the Science Guy. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I still watch it because I think it's really interesting. You know, that science end of it is really, really kind of cool and really kind of fascinating. So if you get a chance to do a little research around this, it's pretty cool. The moon's affecting our hormones. So we see this in so many different places. You probably haven't even really comprehended that different things are affected by a lunar cycle. So let's talk about a lunar cycle for a few seconds. So the lunar cycle is roughly, and this changes depending on the month, 28 to 29.5 days, right? So depending on how many days are in the month, we like to think of it in the terms of a month, but really it's not, because it's a little bit less and the cycles may be slightly uneven. So let me show you this quick. I put this in my space specifically for today so I could show you because it's really super cool. So I got this at, we have a festival here, and I got this. So this is actually a printed full moon calendar that I have for this year. And I bought it like last year, like a long time ago, and I've been waiting and waiting to use it and show you guys. So this is pretty cool. So it says, you know, what the different phase is each day of the month. Pretty cool, right? So you can see where things will be a little uneven because a cycle might not be completed on like day 30 or day 31 of a month, right? So when we talk about it, we kind of say, okay, in a range of 28 to 29.5 days. Now, this also happens to be, and I'm going to mention this because I know if I don't mention it, somebody's going to say it, right? Women, we happen to have a cycle of 28 days roughly, right? So there's that. There's one place we know somehow, magically, we line up to what's happening in the moon, right? But it's not just happening with us, women. Like, if you look at, there's many, many different animals, but a lot in nature, you'll see that things follow pretty darn closely, and it's because of the hormone fluctuation. So, like marine life, growth and death, ecosystems, growing, and different things like that. And specifically, I want to mention, because I have it here, I have this little bunny, rabbits, they follow the moon pretty darn closely. So the whole reason that I wrote my course, that I will talk about with you guys a little bit later, but it's called Moon Phaseology. So I'll just like do like a plug there for like 1 second. The whole reason why I wrote it was because I kept getting a feeling like I need to do something with the moon, and then I went outside and I saw a little bunny. And I was like, okay, that's my sign. So from the time bunnies lay, you know, they have their babies, you know, not lay them, lay them down in the grass. From the time they have their babies start to grow, and the time they leave their babies is roughly 1 moon cycle. So when they have their babies, they birth their babies, they have 3, 5, whatever babies, right? Usually around 3. They have their babies, go find them food, all that kind of stuff. Day 28, time to leave. Babies go, right? So it's kind of interesting how many different places in the animal kingdom and in nature this kind of stuff happens to pop up. Not only with women, but everything else. So it's not a surprise that the moon, it kind of rules emotions. So if you know anything about astrology, different planets rule different things. You know, like Venus rules relationships. The moon rules emotions. And hormones rule emotions, okay? So that's why we have this kind of beautiful relationship with the moon. Not necessarily because of water, although that is a deep connection, especially if you happen to be somebody who's a water sign. You should definitely get in tune with the moon, but because of hormones, okay? So each moon cycle is roughly 28 to 29.5, you know, give or take a little more, a little less. And what the cycle looks like, I like to think of it, let's go back to like a math term that you guys may remember from high school, a bell curve. So I took some notes to just kind of keep myself. Bell curve, right? So you start down here, you hit a point, and you start to diminish back down, okay? So the peak of that bell curve is the full moon, okay? So this bell curve here, if you want to call this axis, you can call this axis energy, okay? Just energy. Energy in the universe here, and this is the moon phase, okay? So energy and then moon phase. So at the very, very top is going to be the peak of the energy, which is going to be the full moon. Down here is going to be a new moon, right? We're going to talk about 4 phases in this. We're not going to get too much into the in-betweens. This is going to be the new moon, this is going to be the full moon, and then this is going to be actually going back to the new moon, okay? So it's a increase and a decrease. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little note that I kind of came up with when I was going through these and writing these down, because I thought that this was pretty ingenious of myself. I was thinking, like, how could I sum up the increase and the decrease? The increase is more of an external focus, and the decrease is more of an internal focus, and I'm going to come back to that, okay? So we think of the full moon, we think of the peak of energy. And I like to say this, it's the most energy that exists in the universe each month, right? So it is an extremely powerful time, although you'll hear people say things like, oh, it's the full moon, the crazies are coming out. What they're really referring to is that there's a lot of energy, right? And that energy can be good or can be bad depending on what intention you set to it. So if you say each full moon, I'm going to be so productive, I'm going to get things done, my intention is going to come full circle, right? I'm going to be productive, I'm going to be proactive, I'm going to be energetic, I'm going to accept as much energy wants to come in and as much energy as I want to give out. You will probably do some pretty awesome, and pardon my language, badass stuff during a full moon, okay? It can be pretty amazing. You might find that you're more creative. You might find, and I'll tell you guys this, if you happen to be in sales, it's the best time for sales, always the full moon, best time for sales, the peak of energy, okay? And that's really one of the most important. Now, the second most important, I would say, is the new moon, right? The beginning of that cycle. So in the new moon, we're setting an intention for what we want the moon, we can say a month, right? But really more so what we want this moon phase to look like and feel like. So when we get to the new moon, it's intention setting. And when we get to the peak, right, that's the peak of the energy, that's when we want to manifest it, okay? So down here we start the idea that we, start to visualize that we want to happen in our lives. We start to feel empowered here. And then we get up here and we start to feel that energy is really increasing. I'm going to come to, fruition with my manifestation. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling good emotionally. You might be feeling a little sporadic, so you might need a little bit more grounding. But generally, it should feel pretty good, right? Now, depending on some other factors, some moons may be more intense for you, right? One month you might be like, I feel focused. I feel energetic. And the next month you might be like, whoa, this is really overwhelming, okay? And your specific horoscopes and your alignments and your astrology and all this comes into play, right? So one of the things that I suggest if you're interested in any of this stuff is to start doing a moon chart, okay? So basically, you write This is the moon cycle. This is the moon cycle, every moon cycle, and you say, today I feel blank, today I feel blank, today I feel blank. And the next month you do the same thing. So you can start to see if there's some trends with your specific hormones, your specific emotions, and what is happening during those specific phases, okay? So let me check back to my notes. Hi, Melly. I see a bunch of people. Erica. Oh, yeah, moon charts. Everybody, moon charts. And you can find some online. So you can see if you can Google something, but basically what you could do is a little pinwheel and write up here full moon, first quarter moon, or new moon, first quarter moon, you know, and so on, going around the circle. And then just take little jots, say, you know, I feel tired today, I feel good today, I feel whatever. I say do it for three months. If you can, do it for 3 months, because then you're really going to start to see there's a trend. Like for me, I actually happen to be less productive in a full moon. I actually happen to really be great with new moons. New moons is actually my time to get stuff done, and then, you know, full moon, I see it manifest, but the action steps have already been taken. So I learned that through my own personal moon charting. So definitely think about that. So we're going to talk about new moon, first quarter moon, full moon, and third quarter moon, okay? But before that, I want to talk to you guys about general crystals that you can use to align to the moon. So this is just general crystals that anybody can use anytime that can help you to start to align to that energy and start to feel that energy more, because if you set intention for the moon to help guide you, or the moon to help give you energy, or the moon to help focus, or whatever it is that you are looking for, you will absolutely find it. And what I like to think of, like, I will go outside with my, say, we'll talk about amethyst for a second, right? I'll go outside with my amethyst and I'll say, okay, I'm setting an intention. I'm using this as almost like a magnifier for what the moon is doing, okay? Like I'm saying, like, come through energy, come through the magnifier. So that's what I'm using it for. So let's actually talk about this. So amethyst. Amethyst is a great moon crystal, great all-purpose crystal for just about everybody. So if you don't have one of these, go get one. HealingCrystals.com. Hey, we know people for that, right? So go get something like this. If it's not something like this, like I have a little carved angel. I like this little guy. He's cute. Amethyst can come in this, you know, it can come in like your little, you know, chunk of one of these guys. Different forms. But this is great for your intuition, okay? The moon is all about intuition, right? If you think about the moon, it's kind of like this like magical thing, right? And intuition is like this magical thing, because it's this thing from out here that's starting to come into here. And that's kind of magical, right? Kind of like unicorny. So this is great for your intuition, and the moon is absolutely in line with intuition. That moon energy can help you start to tap into universal energy, can start to help you tap into your spirit guides, can start to help you tap into all sorts of stuff, okay? So intuition, using that feeling of knowing, feeling of connection, feeling of something guiding you without you having to direct it yourself. That's what intuition is. It's like that, you get that tap on the shoulder, or like that feeling, or just something saying like, pay attention, or you hear something that says, oh, listen, right? Do this. So amethyst is going to help you connect with that. Now I'm going to actually talk about which cycle I use this for. New moon, okay? I use the new moon to set my intention, right? That's the time when we talk about intentions. And I use this to magnify my intuition to set an intention. Because it's very easy to say, I'm going to set an intention that's self-directed. And I did that for years and years and years and years. Self-directed intention, right? It's another thing to connect with the universe, or spirit, or whatever you call it, unicorns, sparkles, magic, whatever you call it out there, spirit guides, guidance, external guidance system, crown chakra, whatever you want to call it. It's a lot harder to have that direct what your intention is, right? Saying, I am letting that simply come through me, and spirit or guidance or universe, I'm going to do what it is that is your will, or what you will have for me to do. That is why I use this, So that can come in an intuitive way and say, okay, this is my month focus, and I know it's not self-directed. If you need an essential oil for that, Arborvitae. It's thebomb.com. Get some Arborvitae. I'm addicted, like hardcore. Okay? So I'm outside maybe, maybe I'm inside. I use this to set my intention. We got 99 people here. That's crazy. Bananas. Okay, so this, amethyst, crystal number 1. Okay? The next crystal I'm going to talk about, which you could probably assume was going to come up, is moonstone, right? Moonstone is absolutely linked to the moon, hence the name. This is a nice black moonstone that I have. I love it. And then this is a rainbow moonstone. So rainbow moonstone is a great overall crystal anyways. It's for generally joy, right? So if you're feeling a little imbalanced, or you're feeling a little like down in the dumps, or you're feeling a little like, get some of this stuff. It's really great, okay? Moonstone. I have a mala that has this. This also, moonstone, if you don't know this, is linked to, like, femininity, which is also linked to the moon. The moon is feminine. La luna, right? La with an A at the end. Feminine. Okay. Coral. Coral or shell, right? This is a piece of fossilized coral with some druzy on it, and this is a piece of coral that I found, or was I? Somewhere. I think California or Hawaii, I'm not sure which, but I really loved it, and I just use it a lot, okay? So coral is going to link you, obviously, to the moon, because, why? Coral comes from the water, right? Pretty easy there. Coral comes from the water. The water is ruled by the moon. The tides, right? Tide going in and out, all that good stuff. Okay. Shells, any of that good stuff. This actually came from India. My friend Barb, I had her acquire this for me because this is actually a specific shell which is used for banishing evil and bad emotions and, kind of stuff. So I had her acquire this for me from India. So very special gift that I have here. What else? Okay. Selenite. Obviously you guys knew selenite was going to come up. So this is my selenite. And this one's a really, my number's on the screen right now for how many people are here. That's cool. So we got 111 people here. So this one's a really beautiful piece of selenite that I have. I wish I could show you guys. It has what resembles a fingerprint inside of it. It's pretty darn cool. It's really amazing. This, I was using this before I came on. You might have selenite that looks a little bit more like this. Selenite is actually named after a moon, okay? And also linked to the water, the element of water. So selenite is a good one, okay? Yeah, it's pretty cool. This one has like a fingerprint look on the inside of it, and it's actually got a rainbow within that. So this is like very special. I sleep with this every single night. It's very, very special, okay? Last one I'm going to talk about is, and also if you don't know this, selenite is linked to angels. So if you are somebody who wants to work with angels more closely, get some selenite. Last one, moldavite. These little guys, okay? HealingCrystals.com. If they have that, scoop it up because this stuff is faked a lot, okay? Tiny, tiny little. This might be too extreme for some of you, so, ease into it. But, obviously, find stuff that's good because, like I said, this can be faked a lot. People fake it as plastic. But moldavite is... it is stuff that comes from basically an asteroids, coming and smashing into the earth and then in a specific area. I believe it's Czech Republic. So there's only one place that they really pretty much find this. So make sure you get it from a place that's legit. Otherwise, you will have plastic and you're working with plastic. An intention in plastic, So those are the general crystals for the moon. So definitely think about getting some shell, getting some coral, getting some selenite, getting some moonstone, some amethyst to set your intention, okay? So let's go back to now the moon phases because this is going to lead me into a few other crystals, okay? So, the new moon. It's like the start of the cycle. I can't wait to go through these comments, guys. You guys are awesome. 130 people on here now. So, the start of the moon cycle is the new moon, okay? Like I said, it's that time to set an intention, and if you can have that intention, not be self-directed, given there's a time and a place for that, but I specifically like to say, universe, God, spirit, unicorns, you know, sparkles, whatever it is, whatever you believe in. Please direct me the way that you wish for me to go this month or during this lunar cycle, or serve in whatever way that is going to be best for the universe and for the good, the greater good of all that is involved, okay? So that's what you're going to do during a new moon. You're going to set your intention. Now here's a bunch of other ways to do this, okay? So say you're brand new with crystals. I think I saw somebody, I have no crystals, I don't know where to start. Okay, we're going to talk about the place for you to start. So, aside from using an amethyst to set intention for a new moon, what you could do, and oh good, I have a candle. Thank you, Allie, for my candle that's sitting here on my desk because I almost didn't have one. What you can do is you can sit down and you can set an intention in paper, okay? So, piece of paper, write it down, okay? Grab a candle. Nice candle. Yay, it's pretty. This was a gift to me. What you can do then is you can put the intention underneath this, light the candle, and think and visualize and feel what it is. Guys, emotions are powerful. Emotions are magnifiers. When you set an intention, if there's no emotion behind it, it's not a good intention for you, okay? If you don't feel strongly in your soul and your heart that that is what you're supposed to be doing, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's new moon and you're setting an intention or something else. If you don't feel something that resonates on the frequency of joy, it's not worth your time, okay? Joy is the highest frequency. Lead with joy. I say this, you guys have seen it on the page. I talk about that all the time. Joy, okay? So when you're setting an intention, make sure it vibrates high to that, okay? You can write it on a piece of paper. You put that piece of paper underneath your candle. You light your candle. You think about that intention. You feel that intention. You know, you just kind of bask in that, and you watch it and watch the flame and see if you get any cool messages and, you know, all that kind of funky stuff, right, that some of us believe in and some of us don't. See if you get anything. See if you have any kind of intuitive feelings. You don't need any crystals for that. Alternatively to that, you could write the intention in the actual wax of the candle, right? So you could kind of etch that in and then light it. You could also, if you are into crystals and you have, say, amethyst, you could put this candle with the intention in it or underneath it in the center of a crystal grid, okay, to magnify it. So candle, if you don't have any crystals and you don't know where to start, use a candle, put an intention underneath it or write it in wax, okay, and set it that way. Visualize. Absolutely visualize. One of the other most powerful things, you know, I follow Gabby Bernstein a little bit, and she talks about the power of visualization and actually seeing yourself do that, and then you come back to it and you see yourself in that scenario. You keep adding stuff to it. Visualize it. Yeah, so crystal grid, candle meditation, amethyst, and visualize. If you happen to have a mala necklace and you know how to use it, this is another really powerful intention setter. What you can do is you can move through your beads, right, and think about that intention or say an intention, right? Like, this month I want to be of love, right? So I go around my beads until I get to the other side and I think about that, okay? So maybe you have a necklace, you know, you can use that too. Like the hair, thank you. I did it the other day on a whim. It's starting to fade already, I have to do a little bit more. Okay, so let's move into the first quarter moon. So when we're in the first quarter moon, we're still peaking up. We're trying to get up. We're like on a roller coaster. We're trying to get up, okay, to the top. Hello, Patricia. First quarter moon, we're like halfway to the top, okay? This is going to be your momentum, right? You know, if you've ever been on a roller coaster, which isn't my favorite thing in the world, but you know that like beginning, it starts to have to get momentum to like get you up to that first wave. And then when you go down, like you start to get the more, right? But it's building up that momentum. And that momentum is going to be you taking actionable steps, right? This is now where you come in. You've set an intention that's something that's guided, and now you can come in and take those action steps. So say the universe says to you, make an ebook this month, right? And you're like, okay, that's my intention on the new moon. I set it, that this is going to happen, and this ebook is going to bring as much information as I can give to people that is going to help them in a way that is great for the higher good. That's my intention, right? Now I'm in first quarter moon. Now I got to take action steps. And action steps would be creating a title, starting to write, right? Have I had much experience with Moldavite? I have, yeah, I've worked with it quite a bit. It's not my favorite crystal in the world, though, I'll be honest with you. I find other crystals much more enjoyable. So you're taking actionable steps to start to get towards that goal, okay? If you start to lose focus, which may happen depending on how your specific body, you know, is affected by the moon, fluorite is going to be your crystal for this specific phase, okay? So new moon, you got your amethyst. First quarter moon, fluorite. Keep your focus. This is a nice piece of blue fluorite. It's really super cool. You can't really probably tell that it's blue, but it's really special, okay? So you can sit with your crystal and you can say, okay, I got to take action steps. I'm going to use this to help me focus on those action steps. Moving up with that momentum, okay? Write a task list. You don't have a crystal, right? Write a task list. Literally write out exactly what it is, those actionable items that you need to do, okay? So if you have crystals or not, all this stuff is still applicable to you, okay? So next is the full moon. We come to the top of the bell curve. We come to the top of the peak, okay? They said 20 minutes for this. That was never going to happen. Sorry. I like to talk. Okay, so the full moon. We come to the top of the peak, the energy peak. This is when that intention should start to come to fruition. It should start to manifest. If you have not taken all your action steps that you set in your first quarter moon, come back to them. Make sure you get those done. Best time for sales, best time to fulfill things, get things done. Best time to manifest, right? So if you want to say, I'm going to manifest something into the universe and I'm going to do it during this full moon, set another additional intention that you set when you were in the new moon. Set another one that you want to manifest, right? Like, I want, 20 people to take my course. I want to be the best person I can be. Manifest that, okay? And really think about that and feel that, because again, you got to come back to that emotion where things start to align with that joy, okay? The crystal of abundance and manifestation is citrine, okay? So work with your citrine during this cycle. Additionally, you can work with adventurine, my little adventurine bunny. So cute. I actually won this. I felt so lucky. I'm like, really? A rabbit that's green and I won it. How does that happen? Bananas. Okay, so you can work with your citrine, you can work with your adventurine. If you have not fulfilled those action steps, make sure you start to do that, okay? Ask for guidance in the next steps. Meditate. Meditate, ask for guidance. Say whatever it is that will and should come through, please come through. The next, right, so we finished our top of our peak. We're starting to come down. We're midway down, okay? The next is the third quarter moon. So the energy went up. We built momentum. We were taking the ride. We got up to the peak. Everything started to happen. Our lives started to go crazy. It was awesome. It was the best. We felt so good. Now it's time for gratitude, right? If we are not grateful for what we are having and getting in our lives and what we currently have, we cannot possibly have any more, period. The universe is going to say, you know what? You don't appreciate what you got. You're good. You're good. Let's wait. We'll wait till you can appreciate it, okay? Gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Guys, and like, if I can leave you with one thing other than joy, it's gratitude. And if you're in joy, you're going to be in gratitude too, okay? Be thankful for all that you have, the people in your life, the opportunities that you have. Like, let's be honest, and I was thinking about this a lot the other day. We are extremely, extremely blessed people. We are extremely blessed. Even the fact that I'm on here talking to you guys and that you guys are on here talking to me. We are so, 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 so blessed. Our problems in this country are luxuries in third world, okay? So gratitude for everything, even the problems, be grateful for that. You'd be like, you know what? I had a rough time this month. Thank God for that rough time because I learned a lesson, okay? Third quarter moon, gratitude, reflect, detox. If you're thinking about doing a cleanse, if you're thinking about eating better, if you're thinking about something like that, detox, absolutely. Reflect, release, let go of any negative energy, gratitude, okay? Gratitude, grounding, release. Your crystals for that are going to be black tourmaline, grounding. This is cool. This is a twin point that I have. and smoky quartz. And this is nice. This is a trigger. If you know what a trigger is, you squeeze this little guy, he's supposed to release energy into the rest of it. It's nice. It's got a rainbow in it too. Okay, smoky quartz. So these are your 2 crystals for that phase. Additionally, say you have no crystals. Journal. Self-reflection journaling. And smudging. If you have a smudge stick, go ahead and smudge. Smudge, you know, if I say don't over smudge, like I'm pretty specific about what I say with smudging, because, you know, if there are other things you're gonna, like, you know, if there's like good spirits like in your smudging like every day, you're gonna tick them off. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm happy with good spirits being in my house. You know, if they're gonna protect me, like, don't make them leave. Okay, but if there is some negative energy that you need to get rid of, absolutely smudge. So this is a good time for that. 3rd quarter moon, okay? Then you get back to the new moon, and then it's time for a new cycle again. Okay, so I think I got through everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yes, mostly. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to scroll back through and see what you guys had to say. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns now, and I'm going to scroll through. Really, somebody says, I want a hamburger after this video. I love you. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's hysterical. Okay, I want a hamburger after this. That's the best. I don't know. Okay, yeah, coral spawns during a full moon. That's really cool. I'm gonna see if there's some other cool stuff in here. How do you use these, or did I miss that? Okay, so this is awesome. Yes. Great. What is the moldavite good for? Moldavite is good because it's kind of like an extraterrestrial crystal. I don't know where it went to, but maybe it just wanted to go somewhere else. It was somewhere. Oh, there it is. So, it's kind of an extraterrestrial crystal, but it's really good for the higher up chakras. Really good for, like, connecting with actually, like, specifically, like, the cosmos and stuff like that. So, yep, you can use this. But like I said, it might be too extreme for some of you guys. Like, there are certain crystals, specifically, I find the 3rd eye crystals and the crown chakra crystals, that you might have to ease yourself into. Herkimer Diamond happened to be one of those for me. I got one as a gift, which was, like, the best gift anybody could ever give me. It was charged to an eclipse, and I was having, like, crazy lucid dreams and sacred geometry in my dreams for nights and nights and nights, and I was like, this is great, but I'm not ready for it. You know? So I had to back off for a while, and now I can fully use it. So just be careful with that one. Let's see what else we got. How many times do you clean your crystals? Okay, so this is one thing I did forget to mention. Full moon is when you want to charge your crystals, okay? So this question is kind of a trick question. How many times do you clean your crystals or cleanse your crystals or recharge your crystals? I say intuitively feel it out, because you're going to know when they're stressed out and when they're ready to go outside or in the full moon. If you have something that is metallic, say even like lapis has metallic in it, it has pyrite in it, and it happens to maybe be snowy where you are or rainy where you are, wrap it in foil, or rather saran wrap. That's what I do if I, like, absolutely am like, I gotta put it outside, I want to put it outside, or not in the window, because you can put it in the window too. Absolutely wrap it so that you don't get that wet. You don't want to get that wet. And so, like, I feel it out intuitively. If I know my crystal is in my house and it's being walked by consistently, I put it out, right? So feel that one out. Preach, somebody says. Thank you. Preach. Yes, lead with joy. You guys are awesome. I like you guys. Yay! Everybody's so cool. Ooh, somebody says, I'm an Aquarius. Yes. Yeah, if you happen to be, like, you know, an air sign or a water sign, you're probably going to be pretty attached to the moon. Yes, Aquarius. Yes, 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 yes. You guys are awesome. Absolutely. Any questions? I'm going to go down to the end and see if I can address any questions. Okay. Oh, I made your Friday night. Oh, you know what? That makes me so happy. What crystal can be used for getting creativity, going for making things, having a hard time with your crafts? Yeah. So I would say fluorite, because if you set that intention to start to create and you need to keep focus on that, fluorite. But specifically what I like to work with for creativity, I like to keep pyrite on my desk because it keeps me like focused in that like kind of work zone. But for like that kind of crafty stuff, generally, I mean, honestly, I like selenite. Because then what I do is I set the intention and I say, okay, universe, if it's for me to create, if angels, if you will have me create, you know, help me to do that. And this is going to attach me to them or connect me to them. So this is what I specifically use for my own purposes. I have a girl in my academy, and she uses lapis. And she says for her that creativity, because it's opening the third eye, so perhaps some of the third eye crystals for you might work. I just started working with lapis. I couldn't work with it for a long time. So again, intuition is king. I always say that. Intuition is everything. Intuition is king. Does it matter the size of the crystal? No. Moldavite packs a punch, and look at how small it is compared to this. Right? If I said I couldn't even work with this for a while, and I could work with this, that should tell you, this guy is powerful. Absolutely. The smallest Herkimer diamond might be, like, my Herkimer diamond that I was working with was that big. And it was like serious download, opening way too many doors. I was like, whoa. Whoa, universe, I love it, but I don't know what all this means yet. Awesome. Libra, cool. Smoky quartz, yes. Can we work with a crystal grid for prosperity? Sure you can, absolutely, especially during your intention setting. I have one upstairs. I wish I had it with me, but it's Mahamsa. But you could do specifically the seed of life would be good for you. Using citrine, using aventurine, you could put the candle in the middle with the intention, or you could put a clear quartz in the middle. Absolutely. Yes, cool. Pisces and the new, yeah. Pisces, you're very attached to the moon. Absolutely. My sister's a Pisces. She's cool. Love my sister. Leo, cool. What about a fire sign? Yeah, anybody, you guys, any of these crystals will work for you, even if you're somebody who's like more of a fire sign. Absolutely, you guys. Check out what your moon sign is, though. Okay? Because it might be different from what you know as your horoscope sign. Okay? So start to do a little digging. If you want to get really super into it, start to look at your natal chart. Okay? Or your, astrological chart, because there's going to be some really cool stuff in there, and it will tell you a lot about how you react specifically to the moon. Okay? So if you do not know your moon sign, look it up. It should give you a little bit of rundown, too, of how you're going to react to the moon, and this will help you understand your specific relationship with the moon a little bit more. So, I think that's mostly everything. If you have anything else, let me know. I see one more question. Let's see. My new place doesn't have access to the moon. Will it still work on your balcony? Yes. I get this question a lot, guys. If I can't see the moon, can I still put my crystals out? Yes. The moon is shining through even though you can't see it. Okay? The moonlight is shining through. Absolutely. Put it out. Put it out. The moon loves you. Regardless of where you are, regardless of if your crystals can see the moon or you can see the moon, it's there nonetheless, right? We know it's there nonetheless. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I was on here way longer than I was probably supposed to be, but that's okay. You guys are awesome, and I like spending time with you because, that's my jam. I like to connect with people. It's fun. So, if you would like to learn more about all of this moon stuff, I would love, love, love to have you in my moon phasology course, or perhaps my academy. If you join my academy, because of this video, I'm going to give you the moon phasology course for free. I'm going to give it to you. And ironically, there's 111 people on right now, and the cost of that course is $111. So you're getting $111 free back to you for joining my academy. So I hope to see a lot of you guys in there. We have an awesome team. We have an awesome tribe. I have over 50 people or more. I don't even know now. I've lost count. I think we're up to we had crazy amount of people join the past few months, 55 plus. And that's just in like my little academy. So it's really, really special place. It's a sacred space. It's an awesome team. I can't even say enough about my little people. But the moon phasology course might be for you if you want to learn more and learn more about all sorts of different rituals that you can do, all sorts of different things about the moon. It goes pretty darn in depth, and you will learn things about your actual chart and how you're going to relate to the moon. You will learn about moon charting and how you things are specifically for you because it's a little bit custom, right? It's a little bit custom. You're going to be a certain way to the moon. And before I forget, I have something really, really exciting that I'm kind of actually ready now, right now, to announce to you guys because I haven't really actually told anybody except for my team, and I was hesitant to tell anybody about anything, but I am creating a yoga course that is going to teach about crystals and yoga, and how you can facilitate a yoga class with crystals for people. So, if you're interested in becoming a yoga teacher, if you're interested in expanding your yoga offering, if you are somebody who's just a yogi and you want to learn how to use crystals in your own practice, in your own home practice, in your studio practice, I have a course coming for you because I am a yogi. So I am the soul-filled yogi. So definitely, yeah, tell me, are there yogis here? If you're a yogi, comment. Like, tell me that you're excited because I'm really excited. And like I said, I'm just announcing this publicly here and now. It came to me a few months ago, and I was like, oh, that's exciting. Okay, but now I'm going to wait. And so now it's coming, and it's happening. So it's really super exciting. There is going to be a link in the bio line if you are somebody who is a yogi and you want that course, you want to be able to teach yoga with crystals, you want a certification course, because yes, it's a certification course through Yoga Alliance. It's like a big deal. Really exciting. It's a big deal. I promise. There's going to be a link in the description where you can get on my waiting list for it so that you're going to be notified as soon as it launches. So I know it's really exciting. It's really exciting. I'm excited about it. It's bringing everything full circle for me. Like how, you know, like I said in the beginning, crystals were in my life when I was a kid. They came back to me in quite an extraordinary way. This is the full circle. This is the full picture. Crystals and yoga together. Happy marriage. So I'm really excited about that. So yes, awesome. We see some yogis. Awesome. Cool. And if you don't know yoga yet, you can learn it through this. Because if you like crystals and you're like, I think I want to do yoga, but I don't know how to do it yet, you can learn it through this. And anybody can do this type of yoga, guys, because it's going to be super, super, super accessible for every type of person. Okay? Every type of person. Absolutely. Cool! Yay! Okay. Only crystals and moon lover. Well, you know, yoga might come to you eventually. Yes. So it's so cool, guys, what happens with spiritual stuff. You know, you might be into one thing now, and then it might lead to something else. And it's a expansive journey. It's an ever expansive journey. This journey has brought me to so many places that I can't even imagine, guys. Like, I'm still trying to comprehend that I'm on here with you guys right now. So, you know, just keep going down the rabbit hole and see what pops up, you know. Keep going down the rabbit trail. Your life will change in many, 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 many ways. The second you decide to stop playing small and get big, lead with joy and be in gratitude, everything in your life will change. I'll leave you guys on that note. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting me. I see many people from my team. I see people from, you know, that I've known for a long time. So thank you guys. Sending you guys love. That's all I got for you. Bunch of love.